I just can't. I got nothing to say. This is lovely, guys. We're gonna blend this together. Thanks so much. Fucking hell. Who's what?
Hey everybody, it's Kerry.
And Ryan.
Welcome back to my channel. I'm the owner and maker of Couture Candle Company. I'm so glad you're here. So today, part 3, we're digging into the final 4 fragrances with Ryan, and I'm going to give my fragrance blend suggestions. I'm going to put them together, and then later we're going to make some candles. The first fragrance is Egyptian Amber.
Inspiring.
So there's
expensive.
Yes, but here's the thing. We can take this in a few different directions because I wasn't sure. So I'm going to give you some suggestions and then tell me what you think.
Well, this one got an honorable mention for me. It wasn't in my favorites, but it was my honorable mention.
Yeah. So we can blend it with lavender.
Mm-hmm. Make it softer.
Yes. Or we can blend it with like a musky lavender.
I was going to say musk.
Okay. Okay, so if that's the case, then let's just jump over to... we can blend it with some Sandalwood and Palo Santo.
Oh,
and
yes.
Or we can just again keeping the trying to keep the same oils. We can blend it with smoked oud, which we already have it here. We can just smell it.
Let me try the smoked oud. I want to see how that.
Because what we're trying to do is bring some masculinity, because it's a very feminine scent. It can go either way, so it's like, do we want to pull it more feminine or do we want to pull it more masculine?
Smell that, and tell me which Greek demigorgon you think of. I want to see if you can play this game.
What Greek what?
Greek, when you think of like Greek myths and like gorgons or
gods,
who do you think of immediately when you smell that?
Yeah, you're giving me credit that I know shit about Greek.
Medusa.
Okay.
I immediately think of Medusa when I smell that.
Oh, sexy bitch.
That screams dark goddess.
Ooh.
Do you smell it, or am I...
I don't know enough about Medusa, but yeah, sure. Like, I get it. Like, based on this, would you want to split it 50-50? Like, what do you think needs to be the more prominent notes? Is it on the softer Egyptian Amber side, or...
I think it should be softer.
Okay.
I want the smoke to be very clear underneath of it. So, like, I want to walk in and be like, oh, this smells feminine, but dangerous. Like Angelina Jolie in Wanted.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That one, that I get. Do you want to try the Palo Santo?
Yeah, I'm down to try the other one and see what our other options are. I think it's really fun. Okay. But that was, like, delicious.
This is going to pull it maybe to a different deity or god. So smell this on its own.
What is this?
Palo Santo and Sandalwood. I know. I love it.
It's so fresh.
Yeah. It's very crisp. And now we're going to try it with... It's completely different now. It's completely different.
It's so much more feminine.
Yeah. I like personally the other one better. I like the other blend better, but this is great. It's another option. Yeah, that is my chair squeaking. I have the squeakiest chair in all of Philadelphia.
So funny.
So what would the blend be here? What do you want to pull more? So we have Egyptian Amber.
Palo Santo.
You want the so you'd want to flip it on its head. Is that like a... Because Palo Santo is pretty strong there. Like, I think it could overpower very quickly.
2-to-1 for Palo, because if you think Palo is stronger.
I do. So you're saying like a 60-40 or 65-35?
Yeah.
I like that. Okay.
It's the complete opposite, which is so interesting because you were talking about like using multiples and seeing what you can think of, and it's really fun to think that those are the same freaking oils.
Yeah.
And it's just completely, one went from being like dark and not evil, but very just like dark and powerful.
Yeah.
And to being very soft and warm. Like one side was cold and the other one wasn't.
Yeah, I love that.
It's very cool.
That's what's so fun. Like, you just gotta dig in, pull your oils out, grab your fragrance blotter strips, and just play. Like, oh, if you think this won't work, don't just throw a blend into a candle. I had a student of mine do that, and it was not great. It was bitter, and it's like, oh, it's just a waste of oils or whatever. But that's how you learn. It's okay if you do that too.
But that's the other thing is, like, you're gonna crack a few eggs. You gotta learn how to do it. Trust. The number of botanicals that I've been like, this is garbage.
We're going to move on to Dragon's Blood. I'm going to... Let me know if you need a redip. That's another, like, walking into the store.
She's so strong.
Again, pulling from oils we already have, Egyptian Amber. So I
completely see where you're going with this. I personally won't be going there with you, but I see where you're going with this.
So, like, my notes are like something orangey, bergamot, like pumping up the orange that is in the amber, because based on like what you use, because you use orange, I was trying to focus on these notes. The other direction we could go is smoky with the fireside. If you remember peppercorn pomander, we made those candles. I don't have any more of that oil, but it is very peppery.
I think that would be good. Because this, for me, Angela Johnson has a comedy sketch about it where you walk through somewhere and there's too many smells. That's one of those, like, they all smell good individually, but together there's just too many smells.
Okay.
The Dragon's Blood is a nice fragrance, but as we established in our first video, I'm not a Dragon's Blood fan. So I don't want to make something that I personally wouldn't use. I want to make things that I'm confident in and that I love, and I know that other people would love that and it would be really successful, but I don't think I'm the one to do it.
Okay. All right, we're going to bring it back to Rosemary Sage.
I'm so excited.
So again, going off of the notes that you gave me that you use, which is lavender.
I want berries.
Lavender, basil, rosemary. Here's what I have. We can blend this with lavender and basil, and I think something interesting could be a thyme citronella, though I'm not sure if citronella is like...
Oh, I love citronella.
So that could be something, but if you want something berry-ish...
Is this the Cranberry Prosecco?
It sure is.
I recognize that because it's my fucking favorite.
But I'm gonna throw you for a loop and give you some different type of berries. I mean, do you like that? Is that the direction you want to go in?
Yeah, this is so good. Do you want to smell too?
Yes, of course I want to smell.
Oh, what is this?
It's called mistletoe.
That's lovely.
It's really lovely.
And I, for those of you playing along that don't know, can't stand Christmas.
But
I hate it. I love this fragrance.
Yeah, this has more eucalyptus and camphor. It's got red currant instead of cranberry, which I really like.
That's lovely.
I really like that too.
God, I like both of those. But mistletoe, I think that could make a really good Yule altar candle. Yeah. Good suggestions there, boss.
So tell me what you want. What do you want to bring forward, and what do you want to tuck back?
So the Cranberry Prosecco I've had in a candle, and when that one gets warm, it throws a lot of fragrance, and it gets a lot sweeter.
Very berry.
So I would rather do less of that one.
Okay.
Like
Grayson agrees.
Thank you. I'm glad you're.
Thank you, son. So probably like a 80-20 or 70-30 is where I would land with
80-20. I think no more than 25.
So you start, when you're doing blending, you start with just like, I think it's 80-20, I think whatever. You put it in a candle, you let it cure, and then 2 weeks later you burn it, and then you'll know, oh, I need more or less. So just, as long as you have your baseline of percentages, you can go up or down from there for either fragrance. So long, I think the tip is... You already know how these perform in a candle, like Ryan was just saying. We already know how Cranberry Prosecco performs.
It's a lot. Like, it's delicious, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
Also, for those of you that are buying handmade candles or from small businesses, this is why they cost what they do. Because I don't know if you've been doing the math. Oh, hi, baby. I don't know if you've been doing the math when we've been talking about this. But this means that for you to get a full fragrance, it could be anywhere from a month to 2 months of just testing and going through to find that right blend.
It's going to be a couple months.
Like, well, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you have all of that in. So when you're like, well, why is this candle $25? Because it took me 2 months to make it. Like, you gotta find the right
raw materials are expensive, so it's a little bit of both. Mm-hmm. Raw materials, and with inflation, things
I'm
went
a
up
time baby.
this year, for sure.
You will pay me for my time, and you will pay me for my knowledge, and I advocate for that on my channel.
Pay me for my knowledge.
Yeah.
So what is the percentage then for Rosemary Sage and Mistletoe? 50-50?
I feel like 50-50, maybe a little more the Rosemary Sage, because the Mistletoe is pretty strong.
I agree.
So I would do probably like 60-40.
Hey, we have one more.
What's
White Sage and Lavender.
Oh my god, I love this one so much.
So
this was my favorite.
I have a note to blend it with Oakmoss and Amber or Palo, Santo, and Sandalwood, because that
sounds lovely.
And I think
that smells like a mosquito campfire, and I mean that in like the
best way.
Yeah.
So we have White Sage and Lavender.
I'm so excited. I love that. So
and now we're gonna do Palo Santo. So I don't know if we need we need a new dip, but this is Palo and White Sage, just because the White Sage is softer than the Palo Santo. And Sandalwood, because obviously those are a little bit heavier.
So good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's really good.
Personally, I would do like 60-40.
Do you like the blend?
I do.
Okay. The other one, before you do that,
it's so soft.
Is Oakmoss and Amber. So swap out the Palo for the Oakmoss.
This is very sleepy to me.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Oh my god. When this is the opposite. This is energizing.
It totally changed it.
Yeah. So I definitely think I like this more. Same rules apply. More white sage to Oakmoss.
I see. You like it more than the Palo Santo.
I do. I love them both. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, I love that blend. I think that's a fantastic blend.
Yeah.
So something we did off camera that just sort of came up while we were resetting is Petrichor. We are going to blend that. Got to put it down here. We are going to blend that with Moonflower Nectar.
Which is interesting because you were like, they suggested this and I hate it. And I was like, immediately give me that.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was so clean and so floral. But I am a basic white girl. I love florals. Not grandma florals, but I love florals.
So
you just weren't a fan.
What are we doing with that? Because Petrichor is pretty strong. Maybe is that a 90-10 because it's so dirty, or do you want to do 85-15?
No, I think 90-10 is a good place to start.
Oh my gosh, we have some amazing blends. So we're gonna make some candles. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 blends. Here's what we have. So if you want to skip to the end of this video and get to us making candles, we're going to combine rose oud and smoked oud. We're also going to take smoked oud with amber noir.
So good.
Egyptian amber with smoked oud. Using the same fragrance oils. We'll keep repeating the same information because it is so important. Just
They're
really
like, shut up, move on.
With your cost of goods and services. Yeah. Egyptian amber, Palo, Santo, and Sandalwood. Rosemary Sage and Mistletoe, super interesting. Then we have Rosemary Sage and Cranberry Prosecco.
Which,
muy interesante. I think that's gonna be really nice.
I think it's gonna be.
And then White Sage and Lavender with Oakmoss and Amber, and then Petrichor with Moonflower Nectar. Who knew?
I'm very excited.
I'm so excited. All right, we are going to make some candles with all of these fragrances. Holy moly! So we're gonna get into just high-level candle making process and blends. Certainly the wax I use and, the wait time and everything.
I've never done a scented candle before. I've definitely made candles before, but I've only made like witchy candles.
Oh, shoot.
And one of my first candles literally exploded. So.
Oh no! What happened?
Great question. It exploded. I think.
Was it a glass vessel?
Yeah, I think I filled it too much. I don't know. I just work here.
This is strange.
I don't know any of these things, but this is my first time playing with fragrance blends in a candle, so I'm very excited to see what happens.
Oh, dope. You are in good hands with me, for sure.
Go.
Yes, it's going to be great, everybody. So listen, don't forget to what should they comment down below?
I don't know. I've asked like 8 questions in the video. Okay. Out of those blends that we've made, which I will screen, out of these blends, which one would you want? Like, which one strikes?
Yeah, and why?
Oh yeah,
because why about it? If you're a witch,
show your work.
Why about it? If you're not, what's interesting? Could you find somewhere in your candle line for this to fit? All right, you know what? I think because the theme is smoke. Comment the smoke emoji below.
Is there a smoke emoji?
Anyway,
we're gonna make things.
Comment smoke emoji down below if the smoked oud is most appealing and enticing to you. And until the next one. I'll see you then. Bye.